Every moment is a scene that has never been seen before and will never be seen again. We take for granted the beauty around us each and every day, but when you stop and truly think about it, what you are perceiving right here, right now, has never been perceived before. How many leaves there are on a certain tree, and the number of trees, and the clouds in the sky, how that all is in one picture that has never been seen before and will never be seen again. But we take it for granted and we don't really stop and think about how lucky we are to perceive something so beautiful. And, nature, at least for me, has a divine aspect to it where when I look at it and just embrace it, it's all like no words come to my head. It's impossible for me to explain the beauty, and it's almost like you can't because it's divine. We can't comprehend the divine, and it's almost like nature's just God itself because you can't even comprehend it. It's just beautiful for no reason, and amazing for no reason, and peaceful for no reason. But when you're taking a look at the stars, or a sunset, or a sunrise, or just a plant, whatever it may be, remind yourself that this has never been seen before, and this will never be seen again. Because, the background will be different. If the 1 in a billion chance that a tree you're looking at has the same amount of leaves as it did the last time you looked at it, they're orientated in, different ways. They're different shapes, sizes. The wind is blowing at a different mile per hour, so the leaves are looking and moving differently. Or there's a cloud in the sky that wasn't there before. There's so much that can change a scenery, and truly, you can never witness the same picture twice. And I got this idea from Ralph Waldo Emerson, because he talks about this in his essay on nature. A picture that has never been seen and will never be seen again. And he talks about also in that essay um, how if the stars came out at night once every 1,000 years, how hard it would be to tell the what it was like to see the city of the gods. We take advantage for so much beauty, but imagine if the stars only came out once every 1,000 years, or the sun set only once a year, or whatever it may be. There's the beauty you see each and every day. How much we take it for granted for it, but it's it's just beautiful. And there's a book that I've read. It was like John Muir's Nature Meditations, and I got it at in San Francisco. But there's a line in there, and it's I forgot who said the quote, but it talks about how if aliens came to Earth and they came from a planet that didn't have flowers, how confused they would be how anyone is sad. And I just took away from that like how beautiful flowers and nature is in itself, and how much it just cures. You know, um, Ralph Waldo Emerson also says in the Nature essay, says, "I don't think there's almost no hardship that nature cannot cure." I butchered that, but it's something along those lines where it's just like if you're feeling down, you're feeling sad, you're going through a tough time, just go into nature. It can heal so much. And when you go into nature, be present in nature. Don't have your phone with you. Don't be listening to a podcast or listening to music. Don't have your phone with you at all because it's just a distraction. You don't want any temptation to reach down and check your notifications. You don't want any of that. You want to just be there in the moment, taking it all in and beholding the beauty. Because in that moment, you are witnessing a picture that has never been seen before and will never be seen again. Witnessing a scene that has never been seen before and will never be seen again. And when, I get bored and, just want time to go by fast, I remind myself how crazy that is, that you could ever be bored when there's so many unanswered metaphysical questions, so much beauty around, so much stuff that's never been seen before and will never be seen again. Each and every moment presents this to us. And when you look past that beauty and honestly wild thought, then it's easy to get bored. But if you think about just how no one's been able to answer the question of, what a soul is, and all these things that are just unanswered questions, and how many questions have been answered in deep thought that were, mind-boggling questions so many years ago, but people, instead of thinking they were bored and scrolling on their phone, contemplated complex ideas for hours and came to a conclusion that was correct and profound and could only be reached by someone who devoted time and energy into being present and looking into situations. So just remember, every moment is a picture, a scene, perception that has never been seen before. So you're crazy to just look past it this so nonchalantly, because truly, I mean, it's there's a quote in Meditations that Marcus Aurelius says, and it's talks about how, like, it talks about the chasm of the past and the infinity of future, and then you just gapes before you. There's just so much before and so much after, infinity on both sides, and it's just crazy to think that through all that time, through infinite time and space, that what we are perceiving today will only ever be perceived once. For that 1 millisecond is the only time things will ever be truly orientated in that same exact order. And if by some miracle, I don't think it's even possible, but let's say it is possible that a scene is painted the exact same as one you've seen before. You're not the same person perceiving the scene, so it's a different scene. No man steps in the same river twice. So if somehow, some way, I don't think it's possible, but if it is, a scene has the same amount of number of leaves, and they're the same, you know, they're the same shape, and they're the same size down to the centimeter, and the clouds are orientated down to the centimeter in the same way, then even if all that happens, you are not the same person perceiving the situation. So therefore, it is a different picture, because it's like an art. People see different things in different paintings, and the beholder is truly who gives something beauty. Actually, that's not true. I don't believe that. The beauty is just beautiful in itself. If you call a diamond ugly, or a diamond, whatever, if you call something beautiful that's not beautiful, it doesn't change the fact that it's beautiful. Or if you call someone wise a fool, it doesn't change the fact that they're wise. Your impressions of something don't change it. You just generalize it. But yeah, enough of that. But just remember, you've never seen this before, and you'll never see it again. Whether it's a sunset, uh, um, a sunset or a sun at its peak. It's escaping me what the word for that is. But or the sunrise, whatever it may be, the stars, the trees, the plants, the animals. It's a picture that has never been seen before and will never be seen again.